Welcome back everybody to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm KnowItAllDM. How's everybody doing today? Today I am doing a quick test of the beginning of Season 4. I've done a few tests, tweaked a few things on the starter planet because of this, particularly dealing with the landing zone, which is the what do you call it? It's the starter biome that you start in. Just so you guys can see, the custom settings are set as standard for Ultimate Iron Man, and that's the automatic settings. I'm just going to go ahead and randomly grab a seed here. Radiation is really high, but it's a little bit lower in the starter biome. It's reduced by 4 in the starter biome. So we're going to be up against the clock in order to get a radiation shelter put up, but I've got something for that you guys are going to see later in the video. So I've gone ahead, I've been testing this extensively and trying to get it ready for Season 4, which will begin in October. Because of Lordrak's success, the storyline to this has changed a little bit, and by that I mean because nobody actually completed Season 3. The storyline to this this scenario has changed just slightly, being that Lordrak is now the side mission. You can hunt down and kill Lordrak as a side mission. A very difficult side mission because it is Season 4, and yeah. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, get into this, and yeah, I'll see you on the planet. Alright, here we are coming down on the starter biome. As you can see, the radiation still says 9.9, but when we get closer, that's going to be reduced to 5.9. Now, the radiation on the planet itself can be anywhere between 8 and 10, so this is actually the next to the most difficult. I believe it's 8 and 10. It might be 8 and 12, but I'm pretty sure it's between 8 and 10. So this is one of the harder starts because of the radiation. So we're going to just go ahead. That's it. Let's go. And we're going to get this off to a good start. Defensive mode activated. Now, the starter biome has plenty of mushrooms that you can pick. Mushrooms are important later on for creating radiation treatments and such, but unfortunately I have yet to add anything for medical plants. They will be added into the start so that you can actually create your own radiation medicines and the like. So we're going to keep on coming through here real quick and gathering up the mushrooms, and the starter biome does have a little bit of everything that you need resource-wise: iron, copper, and silicon. As you can see, I just got copper, and here's some iron, and hopefully we'll find some silicone in a minute. I just hit level 2, so we can go ahead and unlock the portable constructor. Now, though, of course, the portable constructor is required in order to build just about any structure that you want to build, even with the workshop, because you usually need some kind of iron ingots or something of that nature. Either use the portable constructor to craft said there's some silicon right there, to craft said materials, or salvage it from something, and there's nothing around here to salvage from. Let's go ahead, while we're here, we want to craft one of each of those. At the very least, we might craft a second O2 condenser. Okay. I'm already at 2.2 rads on my body radiation. So far in my tests, I haven't had much problem with radiation once I get the shelter set up, but I haven't yet played with radiation quite this high. So this will be a good test to see exactly what, you know, is needed for this radiation shelter. All I really need is 5 iron ingots, which I have right now. So we're good with that. Is that more silicon? That's more silicon. In previous tests, I've actually had to drill in the ground to get dirt to turn into iron. So I upped the iron spawn rate in this biome so that we can get iron in a fast enough manner. Now, I'm definitely going to want to start heading towards water. So there's a little lake over this direction. That's going to be required for getting plant protein because there is no plant protein on the surface. So we need to go to the water to get the plant protein. If you know anything about alien planets, you will know this is a standard around any alien planets. Fortunately, we have a landing zone all the way up to the shore so that our radiation isn't that bad. Let's go ahead. We're going to need at least 1 tree to build this shelter. Let's go ahead and grab the tree. And then we're going to need some crushed stone. So I'm going to have to dig in the ground anyway, or get some rocks from under the water. I think I'm going to go ahead and get some rocks from under the water as soon as I get this here. Our oxygen is getting a little low. We do have our oxygen producer right here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set that down right over here. I am getting into the higher radiation level, which is a dangerous thing to do. But I do need to get some crushed stone, which is not found in the starter biome. I might change that, add a few crushed stone areas into the starter biome, but we don't need a whole lot. Okay, so that should be good. Let's come back into the starter biome area to get our radiation reduced back down. Now that we have our portable constructor, I'm going to sit that down over here. I know I'm separating all my stuff, but what I need is I need 2 iron ingots. And 2 iron ingots, one of those. And with this, I can craft one of my pre-built radiation shelters. Now, these 3 shelters are the concrete, carbon, and wood radiation shelters are going to be put on the workshop. In fact, let me just go ahead and while we're waiting, I'm going to publish this public. And as soon as that one is done, I know my radiation's still going up. Updating. Okay. Let me get out of here real quick. Let me pause the game. There we go. Can I still access it? No. That's disappointing. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and grab these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build the wooden one. So that's 2. That is 5. And then that is 23. Now, the great thing about these shelters is it only takes 24 seconds to produce one. Then I'm going to put the rest of this, including these, into here. Now, you'll notice you do start with an anti-radiation pill and 2 emergency rations, so food isn't going to be a problem right away. Actually, go ahead, give me all these. I want to get closer to my oxygen production now. Now that I have this radiation shelter that I can set up, I'm going to go ahead, spawn this, and I'm going to spawn it right here. That'll get rid of all that stuff, and I can reduce my radiation, and you'll notice standing right here, there is no radiation. So I'm going to put this here so I can access this without standing in the radiation. And because, I need that in here, because this structure has no core, it is not targeted by the patrol vessel when it comes by. Once this is done producing, we'll move it closer to to here. So now that we have our radiation shelter set up, we can go ahead, set up our tent. I think I want to set my tent on this side, right over, let's see, yeah, let's put it right there. All right, so when it gets dark, we can actually sleep. So now we've got the basics started with what we need to do. We will need to go out and find more iron, copper, and silicon, but we've got enough. We can go ahead and build a bike. Now, while the bike is building up, I'm gonna head into the water over here, and I am going to see if it's deep, if it gets deep enough, I think it does, to actually have hydrilla and other, yeah, there we go, seaweed. I think it just has the large seaweeds, and it doesn't look like it has a whole lot at this point. You are also able to find iron and promethium under the water in the deeper water and in the lake areas. It looks like I might have to go a little further out, or is this the middle? This might be yeah, this is near the middle of the lake. So it looks like we're definitely gonna have to move to a different area to get more food. There's some more food on that side than is on this side. I might move over to that direction. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab the rock from this, then we're gonna head back and reduce our radiation. We don't want to get a radiation burn just yet because, ooh, it was hiding one of these inside, nice. Because if we get a radiation burn at this point, we'll have to go ahead and use our, whatchamacallit, our radiation pill. And we don't want to use that just yet. Also, these can give you wood and those can give you rock. So you have plenty of stuff in here for your, I need to hurry, for your base to get rock and wood and such to be able to build the radiation shelter if you find yourself not able to find the plentiful number of trees in the starter biome. So, all right, let's hurry up over here. We're definitely going to have to, let's go ahead and do that. That'll reduce our radiation. We're definitely going to have to worry about oxygen a bit more. I think it's about time that I go back and look for more iron, but I'm going to do that. This is not what I wanted. What was I looking for? What was I looking for? Anyway, get the bike. Oh, yes, over here. It'll only make 3, but whatever. Okay, so now that we have our bike, we can actually head back into the starter biome and not get as irradiated for the distance we cover. And we can find a lot more of the rocks. Is that looks like there's a silicone. Or is that copper? That's copper. It's difficult to see in the radiation, and that's one, like in the fog, and that's one of the biggest problems on this planet is just the fog, the sheer amount of fog in here. Also, when you're in the starter biome, there are potential spiders, but they're just the basic spiders that you can run across in like forests and such, and you can fight those off with a whatchamacallit, with the oh, there's one right here, with the survival tool. But we will be trying to get a shotgun going as soon as possible to help us deal with more dangerous predators that you can find outside of the starter biome. More dangerous things including like alien assassins and overseers and the like. Ooh, here's a good little bit. We've got, let's see, first let's go ahead and grab the iron. Okay. And then the copper. And that. Not entirely sure how I feel about the thing being able to drill rock and the ground at the same time. All your drills can do that now. So it's kind of, I don't know why I'm not biking. It's kind of a I mean, they separated it for a reason, but maybe that reason has become a moot point by now. I don't know. Oh, here we have another trifecta. I mean, it's not a full trifecta. We need one of each type for a full trifecta. Oh, we got even more. This is nice over here. Okay. Level 3 is unlocked. Where'd that other... Crap. Where'd that other iron go? Maybe it fell through the ground. I don't know. So, as you can see, there's plenty of iron and copper. Silicone is more rare, but oddly enough, iron is supposed to be more rare than silicone, but it doesn't seem to be, at least not on this seed. I do know that the resources do randomize slightly based on the presets, but for the most part, this preset has copper being the most in the starter biome, followed by silicone, and then lastly iron. I don't know why we're finding so much iron and not a lot of silicone. I'll have to do a little looking into the ooh, come back here, don't fall down there. Looking into the YAML files to get it to the amount I want. I don't want quite this much iron, and I want more silicone than iron. So let's find at least, there's one more silicone. Ooh, here's some spiders. Silicone is worth fighting off spiders. So let's come over here. Maybe the spiders didn't see me. No, they saw me. Alrighty then. Now, you'll notice that the spiders are level 4 and 5 and 3. This planet is a level 3 planet, which means that the creatures on the ground can be anywhere from 1 to 6. So, with 3 being the most common, and then it goes from there. But as you can see, you can fight off an entire herd of spiders with some precision jumps with your jetpack, and just, you know, keeping them pretty much at bay as long as you can see them. I have been ambushed by spiders because they don't really have a walking animate, like a walking sound. Oh, that's not good. They don't really have a walking sound, so which I think they need to change that. They need to add a little like when the spiders are walking, at least when they're close to you, so you can hear them when they get close. But as you'll see, I'm just pummeling the entire groups, and there goes my first steak right there. Here comes a spider, and steak number 2. All right, there's steak number 3, and here comes back steak number 4. Maybe 3 and 4 will be inverted. Okay. Give me your steaks, and give me your steaks. Okay, so fighting off spiders isn't that bad. As you'll see, I'm still at full health, no damage taken. And where was that other silicone? There was another silicone over here. Okay, so now we are at 0.7 rads. I think it's time to head back to our base, which is way over this direction. Really, I have to stop to get more stuff. You can never have too many resources. Over here. I'm not going to worry about the copper. Actually, I am. I'm going to go ahead and grab the copper. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here. Where'd that other copper go? Must have disappeared. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here by not heading directly to... I'm going to ignore it. I think I have too much copper in here. I might reduce the copper a little bit more and increase the silicone, and then decrease the iron by a tad. But in any case, okay, we can go... Whoa, spin out. Let's hurry on back over to here and get into our shower before we get over irradiated. Okay. Whoa. A little bit of framiness going on there, but okay. So now we've got plenty of resources. Let's go ahead and turn these into steak. Mmm. Spider steak. And let's see what our oxygen stitch has become. Okay, so now that we've got our radiation brought back down, let's start gathering up some wood to turn into whatchamacallit, fuel, biofuel, so I can stop cheating my way to oxygen. And I think I'm gonna go and gather and grab some copper and iron out of my constructor and build at least one more oxygen generator before it gets dark. You really only need 2. I've gone with as many as 5, depending on, you know, how bad I've been with oxygen. And so just for the record, this is my 3rd test of this scenario. I have tweaked things a little bit. I mentioned that earlier. So let's go ahead. Let's come back over to the radiation shelter and pop up in there like so. Okay. Get the radiation gone. I'll put these in here. Give me the steaks. Delicious steaks. Give me 3 of those. And 5 of those. Let's see. I'll only need 1 of those. Okay. And these are all like that. Let's do 3 more. And just go ahead. And there's the last of that oxygen. Okay, we can cheat one more time. And then come back up in here. Okay, you go ahead and start making those. You're gonna probably not make all of them, but that's okay. That is almost done. It is almost night. We're in a good position right here. Now, for the record, to start with, the patrol vessel will not come over the starter biome, but that's only for, you know, several hours. I don't know if that's in-game hours or real hours, but basically once you sleep, all bets are off. So that's something to keep in mind while waiting and while sleeping. Let's go ahead and eat another steak, and then I think I'm good for now. I'm gonna eat my energy bar, and we are good. The next major thing that we need to work on, now that we have, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna get it going, and I really ought to have moved that, but I'm not too terribly worried about it. The next thing we're going to want to get going now that we have this is a hover vessel, because you really don't want to build a base, at least not unless you're ready to build one with turrets and sentries and stuff to fight off the Xerax attacks. And fortunately, up here is a little bit of Xerax territory, but there's not much around. Unfortunately, you can no longer see the the monument, because there is no Polaris, so it's an alien monument on this planet. So we're gonna go ahead. I think we're gonna use 1 more of these, and we've got 5. It's getting a little dark. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 in here, and then actually, I'm going to let that one run out. So I'm going to put all 5 in here. And I can actually sleep in the tent from here without incurring any radiation penalties or anything. So we're good at this point. So yeah, right now it's basically just a waiting game, waiting for it to get dark. We could go out and do a little hydrilla gathering, but I'm thinking that since that's way on the other side, I'm going to stay right here for now. I may end up building another radiation shelter around the thing, but now you'll notice you can still see the radiation shelter on here, but if you try to access the control panel, you can't because it has no core. And so when you put the little icon on it, you'll still see it here. It's still your faction, but it has no core, so it doesn't incur any attacks. It doesn't incur anything, and you can still use the shower without having a core, without any power, because it does not require power to be used. Now, you may have seen the Radiation Shelter Mark II in here, which is basically the same as this shelter, except for it's made out of carbon, and it's got doors here, it's got a ventilator here, a thin ventilator, and it's got a power generation system, but it has a core, so I wouldn't recommend using it very often because its core will incur attacks and does allow it to be attacked by the patrol vessel and such like that. Now, adding doors to this here and there, you might, you could do that and it would be the same effect as it is here, but it would also block line of sight. But I didn't add those because I wanted it to be as basic as possible so that you can build it as quickly as possible. I may build higher ones, but for like higher tier ones with doors and such. But for now, we're going to leave it with this as it is. Let me go ahead, since this is not published yet, let me go ahead and publish this one. And then once that one's done, we'll go ahead and publish the wooden one, which is the one I'm using now. The carbon one and the concrete one have a little bit more decoration on it, texture wise. Okay, but the wooden one, I just decided to go with a rustic sort of light wood color. So okay, it is almost dark. We've got this going. These are probably going to spoil. The mushrooms are definitely going to spoil when I sleep. This might not. It says perish time 15. Those are perish time 7 and 6. So I think those will be good because that's game hours that the perish time is. And so there we go. All right. So we've got 18 of these. We can go ahead and fill you up. You have run out, but that's okay. We wanted to move you anyway. We're going to move you. Let's see. If I put you here, yes, I can access you. So we're going to go ahead and put you there. You're full. Give me all this. We're good with this. Now that it is day, I think we need to go on a little expedition to try to get more food because our food stocks are running low. Perish time is 1, which means I'm just gonna eat it anyway. Now you'll notice temperature hasn't been that big of a problem. It is really cold right now, but your suit can protect you at up to -10. One of my playthroughs was extremely cold and I needed to build a portable heater cooler, and it was, it was a bunch of stuff. Let's go ahead and 24 of those. So let's head around. I'm gonna go grab some hydrilla from the other side of the lake. Now the shore is actually one of the more dangerous areas because it's one of the areas where overseers and alien assassins can spawn, especially at night, but I think they spawn at any time during the day. So okay, now that we are over here on this side, also, that's a forest over there. Ooh, an abandoned mine. That might actually not be a bad idea to head to the abandoned mine and start mining from in there. Ooh, here's a promethium stone. I was telling you guys about this. We might turn that abandoned mine into our base of operations. Once we have, ooh, there's some more promethium. once we have the resources to build the weapons and stuff, which I already have for a shotgun, a basic shotgun, but I'm definitely going to want an assault rifle at the very least before attempting to go after the... oh, that's just a reflection from my thing. Before going after the abandoned mine. One good thing about the abandoned mine is it's already pre-built under the ground, and you can put the core low enough that... I think you can put the core low enough that enemy attacks aren't able to steal it without actually infiltrating the base. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong on that point specifically, because I think it has to be like 30 blocks, I believe. Ooh, we are really high on radiation. I keep forgetting about that. We might have to either use our radiation pill. Well, we're definitely going to have to use our radiation pill. Let's go ahead and get this. The closest shore. Ugh, we are now at 0.8. See, my other playthroughs, the hydrilla was a lot closer. But it's always good to have a variety of playthroughs. I'll always play through at least 5 or 6 times. So, but we're not going to go too far with this playthrough. Let's hurry up before that becomes 1.0. I'm not going to go too far with this because there is a known bug that I have with my initial... there's 1.0. Shower! Body radiation dropping. Okay. With my initial POI, the drone tech facility, for some reason, maybe because it is the drone base, I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some testing, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to the explosive devices aren't getting the trigger to explode to destroy the core, and the PDA is not getting the signal, which is the same signal used to blow the core. So something is happening with the signals, and I don't know if it's because it's a drone base or not. I have spawned in one as a creative mode structure and flipped the switch, and it triggered both the PDA mission and, you know, blew the core like normal. So I don't know what's going on there. I will have to find out. So while we're over here, let's go ahead. I need to learn the shotgun first. Shotgun. I would learn the assault rifle, but we're not going to be able to build one just yet. I may set up a temporary small constructor area with a small constructor, a core, generator, and fuel tank, and just use that. But for now, I think our next course that we're going to want to take is to build a hover vessel. But I may or may not continue this as a little play series or anything. But as you can see, it is perfectly, you are able to get to a point where you are not dying of radiation. You're pretty good. You can go get food. You've got plenty of oxygen, as you can see here. And you saw me do it all without dying. 0 deaths, 4 kills that are spiders, level 3 spiders. They'd be spiders. Spiders. And yeah, so it is possible. As I said, anything you see in this playthrough is subject to change. But I am definitely keeping the starter biome. I'm definitely keeping the resources in the starter biome as one of each type. The ratios of one to the other may change, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at the start of season 4 of Ultimate Iron Man. Actually, I'm doing pretty good for this this little playthrough and start. So I'm probably going to continue from here until I get to the point where I have to go through the drone tech facility, but I'll do that on my own. Unless people in the comments say, hey, we want to see the rest of it. In which case, you're not going to see the rest of it, but you might see little snippets here and there because I don't want to give everything away. But in any case, I'm KnowItAllDM. Hit the like button if you liked it. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this scenario, about Ultimate Iron Man in general. GRG3D, please rant about how horrible my current Season 3 is that you're going through, if you would like. He's been voicing his concerns on Discord. And so, anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, like I said, hit the like button, leave a comment, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I'm KnowItAllDM, and y'all have a good day now.